My name is Emily, and I've been happily married to my husband, Mark. For 4 years now, Mark is an ordinary office worker, spending his days in a cramped cubicle, his dreams of advancement just as of reach. But he never lost hope and constantly assured me that his promotion was just around the corner. One evening, as we sat on our cozy couch, Mark's eyes shimmered with ambition. "Emily," he said, his voice filled with determination. "This year is the year I finally get that promotion."
Guys, I've been working tirelessly, putting in extra hours and networking with the right people. I promise you soon we'll be celebrating my success.
I leaned in closer, feeling a mix of pride and anticipation. "I believe in you, Mark," I replied, placing a comforting hand on his knee. "Your hard work and dedication will pay off, and when it does, we can finally start planning for a little family."
A soft smile spread across his face as he entwined his fingers with mine. "Mark's, yes, Emily. Our dreams are just around the corner, I can see it, and if, by some chance, the promotion doesn't come through, I have a backup plan. I'll open my own firm, we won't let anything stop us." Oh, Charlie.
It's in that moment hope filled the room, intertwining with our love and dreams. The future seemed bright and promising, and I eagerly awaited the day when we could bring a child into our loving home. I am touching Fernie. Little did I know that our journey would take an unexpected turn, shattering the illusions of our happy life and testing the strength of our bond. But that, my dear reader, is a tale for the chapters yet to come. I made Tamame sunbathed our cozy dining room with the warm glow as we gathered around the table, enveloped in the comforting embrace and family. On Imso, after echoed through the air as we shared stories and caught up on each other's lives. It was one of those rare moments when time seemed to stand still, and all that mattered was the love that bound us together. Seated next to me was my beloved older sister, Rebecca, her infectious smile lighting up the room. We were more than sisters. We were best friends, confidants who shared secrets and dreams. Her presence always brought a sense of comfort and security. As we savored the delicious aromas wafting from the kitchen, my mother's eyes sparkled with joy.
"Emily, Mark," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "It's wonderful to have you both here. You know, your father and I are getting older, and these family gatherings mean the world to us."
Mark smiled warmly, his eyes meeting my mother's. "We cherish these moments too, Mrs. Johnson," he replied. "Family is everything, and we're grateful to be a part of yours." Mark smiled warmly, his eyes meeting my mother's. "We cherish these moments too, Mrs. Johnson," he replied. "Family is everything, and we're grateful to be a part of yours, so..."
Just then, my father cleared his throat, drawing everyone's attention. His expression turned solemn, and a sense of unease settled in the room. He said, his voice tinged with hesitation, "There's something we need to discuss."
Curiosity mingled with concern as we turned our gaze towards him. "What is it, Dad?" I asked, my voice filled with trepidation.
With a heavy sigh, my father revealed the unexpected truth that would rock the very foundations of our family. "Rebecca is pregnant," he stated, his voice barely above a whisper. Silence descended upon the room, and the weight of those words hung heavy in the air. Shock etched itself onto our faces as we struggled to process the revelation. As my heart pounded in my chest, a mix of confusion, disbelief, and betrayal coursed through my veins.
Tears welled up in Rebecca's eyes as she reached out for my hand. "Emily, I'm so sorry," she murmured, her voice choked with emotion. "It was a mistake, a moment of weakness. Please forgive me."
Emotions swirled within me, a storm of anger, hurt, and confusion. My husband Mark sat beside me, his face a mask of guilt. The room seemed to spin, and I found myself unable to form words. Eventually, my father's voice broke the heavy silence. "Emily, we believe it would be best for everyone if you were to give your sister and Mark a chance," he suggested, his gaze filled with a mixture of concern and what he believed to be wisdom.
"I'm sorry, but I can't do that," I said, my voice trembling with determination. "This is a betrayal that I cannot simply overlook. I need time to process everything."
With that, I turned and walked away from the table, leaving behind a family caught in the tangled web of secrets and shattered trust. As I retreated from the dining room, a whirlwind of emotions consumed me. Confusion, anger, and heartbreak collided within, threatening to tear me apart. I made time to process the shocking revelation that had just been laid bare before me. Seeking solace, I found myself in our quiet bedroom, the once familiar space now filled with an unsettling tension. I sank onto the edge of the bed, my mind racing with questions, doubts, and a profound sense of betrayal. I sank onto the edge of the bed, my mind racing with questions, doubts, and a profound sense of betrayal. Support moments later, the door creaked open, and Mark stepped into the room, his face a reflection of guilt and remorse.
Asmo, he began, his voice laced with, sorrow. "I never meant for any of this to happen. It was a terrible mistake, and I am so sorry."
I looked up, my eyes brimming with tears.
"How could you do this to me, Mark?" To us, I whispered, my voice trembling with a mix of pain and anger. "You promised me a future, a family, and now everything is shattered."
He moved closer, his hands reaching out in a feeble attempt to comfort me.
"Yeah, I don't have any excuses, Emily. What I did was unforgivable. I let my ambition blind me, and I hurt the person I love most in this world."
My voice cracked as I struggled to find the strength to speak.
And Rebecca, she's my sister, Mark. How could she betray me like this? How could she betray our bond?
I was the answers for you, Emily. I could turn back time and make different choices, but all I can do now is face the consequences of my actions and hope that someday you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
His tears streamed down my face as I grappled with the enormity of the situation. The pain cut deep, threatening to swallow me whole. But amidst the anguish, a flicker of determination sparked within me. I couldn't allow myself to be a victim of their betrayal. With newfound resolve, I stood up, wiping away the tears.
16, I need some time alone, Mark. I said, my voice tinged with strength. I need to figure out what comes next for me. For us.
I'll give you the space you need, Emily, you replied softly, but please know that I love you and I'll do whatever it takes to make amends.
Spears left the room. A heavy silence settled in. Alone with my thoughts and the weight of the revelation that had shattered my world. Unfortunately, the path ahead was uncertain, but I was determined to find the strength to confront the betrayal and forge a future that was true to my own happiness. But with my heart still heavy from the shock of the revelation, I found myself consumed by a mix of anger, hurt, and a desire for justice. I couldn't simply let their betrayal go unanswered. It was time to take matters into my own hands and seek revenge. In the days that followed, I meticulously planned my retaliation, channeling my pain and anger into every detail. My first target was Rebecca, the sister who had betrayed me. Aware that she and Mark were planning a vacation together, I saw an opportunity to strike at the core of her happiness. As they packed their bags, readying themselves for their trip, I entered Rebecca's apartment, fueled by a vengeful determination. I gathered all of her belongings, every trace of her presence, and loaded them into a truck. But instead of delivering them to her, I directed the driver to a local charity, ensuring that she would be left without her cherished possessions. He says the act itself brought a bittersweet satisfaction, a twisted form of justice. I wanted her to experience even a fraction of the pain she had inflicted upon me. It was a small but necessary step in my journey towards reclaiming my own happiness. But my revenge didn't stop there. In the midst of my fury, I stumbled upon a series of incriminating correspondences between Mark and his friend. They contained insults aimed at Mark's supervisor, alongside a plan to quit if the long-awaited promotion didn't materialize. Fueled by the betrayal I had endured, I made the decision to expose their true colors. I compiled the correspondence, ensuring that Mark's supervisor would bear witness to the deceit and disloyalty that had permeated my marriage. I sent a package sealing Mark's fate and ensuring that his professional dreams would crumble before his eyes. His days turned into weeks, and the weight of my actions settled upon my conscience. I had taken revenge, and yet the taste of satisfaction was laced with a hint of regret. I questioned the path I had chosen, the darkness that had consumed me. But even in my doubt, I couldn't deny the relief I felt in knowing that they would face the consequences of their betrayal. As Mark and Rebecca returned from their ill-fated vacation, the repercussions of their actions unfolded before them. Mark was met with the devastating news of his termination, his dreams of professional success shattered. Rebecca, on the other hand, stood face to face with the empty void left by the absence of her belongings. In the midst of their downfall, I knew that the path forward involved facing the consequences of my own actions as well. The betrayal had caused irreparable damage to our marriage, and it was time to let go. Summoning the courage to face Mark one last time, we sat in our now silent living room, the tension palpable. These words hung heavily in the air, the remnants of a love that had been fractured beyond repair.
I never imagined our journey would end like this. I know I've hurt you deeply, Emily. I am truly sorry for the pain I've caused.
I met his gaze, my eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and resignation. I can't go on pretending that everything is okay, Mark. Our trust has been shattered, and I don't think we can ever recover from this. It's time for both of us to find our own paths.
As we finalized our divorce, the weight of the past slowly began to lift. The pain remained a lingering scar etched upon my heart, but the possibility of a new beginning glimmered in the distance. And with each passing day, I vowed to rebuild my life, guided by lessons learned and a determination to find happiness once more. In the aftermath of the shattered marriage, a sense of clarity began to settle within me. With the weight of betrayal lifted, I focused on rebuilding my life and finding solace in the truth. It was time to unravel the deception that had plagued my once happy existence. One evening, as I sorted through the remnants of our shared life, a stack of papers caught my attention. Among them, a rotten envelope sealed and tucked away, holding secrets that would further unravel the web of deceit. A curiosity consumed me as I tore open the envelope, revealing a series of photographs, letters, and receipts meticulously organized. My eyes widened with each revelation as the truth unfurled before me like a dark tapestry. The photographs depicted moments captured in secrecy, clandestine meetings, and whispered confessions. The letters revealed a deeper connection between Mark and Rebecca, a bond that went far beyond a momentary lapse in judgment. And the receipts traced back to a shared bank account, funds that had been siphoned away to support a hidden life. Disarmed with newfound knowledge, I sought the truth. No matter how painful it may be, I confronted Rebecca, desperate for answers and closure. We met in a quiet cafe, our surroundings a stark contrast to the tempest that raged within.
Why, Rebecca?
Why, Rebecca?
Emily, I can never fully explain or justify what I did. In a moment of weakness, I succumbed to forbidden desires, to the allure of something I thought I had lost.
The pain in her eyes mirrored my own, and I struggled to find forgiveness within me. You not only betrayed me, but you also betrayed yourself, I replied, my voice tinged with sorrow. We were supposed to be there for each other, to protect and cherish our bond, and instead, we tore it apart. You not only betrayed me, but you also betrayed yourself. We were supposed to be there for each other, to protect and cherish our bond. Instead, we tore it apart. Silence settled between us, the weight of the truth hanging heavy in the air. It was a truth that shattered the illusion of family unity, a truth that demanded we face the consequences of our actions. As I walked away from that cafe, a mix of emotions flooded my being. The anger and hurt still lingered, but amidst the wreckage of our relationship, a seed of understanding sprouted. I realized that the path to healing required not only forgiveness but also a willingness to let go of the pain and forge a new future. In the days that followed, I sought therapy, immersing myself in self-reflection and growth. I confronted the demons of betrayal and worked tirelessly to rebuild my shattered self-esteem. I found solace in the support of friends and discovered the resilience within me that would guide my journey forward. The tension had unraveled, leaving behind scars that would forever mark my past. But with each passing day, I grew stronger, embracing the truth as a catalyst for personal transformation. And as I stood the precipice of a new chapter, I vowed to never let deception cloud my vision again. In the wake of the unraveling deception, the fallout spread like ripples in a pond, affecting not only my own life, but also the lives of those connected to the web of betrayal. The consequences of our actions reverberated through relationships, careers, and the dynamics of our families. The news of Mark's termination reached the ears of colleagues and acquaintances. Whispers filled the office corridors, mingling with judgment and speculation. And myself caught in the midst of the aftermath, confronted by curious glances and sympathetic whispers.
Emily, may I have a word with you? His voice tinged with a mix of sympathy and apprehension.
I nodded, feeling a knot tighten in my stomach. Of course, Mr. Thompson.
He hesitated for a moment, his gaze searching mine. I've received some troubling correspondence regarding Mark's behavior and intentions. It seems there were plans for him to leave the company if he didn't receive the promotion he desired. The language used in those emails was disrespectful, to say the least.
Yes, I'm aware of those emails. I discovered them during the aftermath of our separation. I felt it was important for you to see the true character of the person you had trusted.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. It's disheartening to discover such a breach of trust, especially from someone we believed in.
As our conversation ended, I couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and guilt. The fallout of Mark's actions had not only affected me, but also tarnished his professional reputation. I couldn't deny that a part of me took satisfaction in knowing that his deceit had consequences, but at the same time, I recognized the weight of the impact on his life. Outside of the professional realm, the fallout extended to the dynamics of our families. My relationship with my parents had become strained as they grappled with their own emotions and the role they played in the unfolding drama. As time passed, the fallout gradually began to settle. The whispers subsided, replaced by a newfound sense of acceptance and resilience. I learned to navigate the lingering remnants of the betrayal, weaving them into the tapestry of my life with newfound wisdom and strength. Necessities. In the aftermath, I discovered the power of healing, forgiveness, and the ability to rise above the wreckage. And with each passing day, I embraced the journey of reclaiming my happiness and writing a new narrative, one that would not be defined by the fallout of the past.